In the first part, we read the poem. Now let us understand the poem line by line. Line 1 and 2, where the mind is without fear and the head is held high, where knowledge is free. The poet talks of the three important requirements of a human being: mind, pride, and knowledge. It is very important that a person's mind is not prejudiced or fearful of imbibing any kind of knowledge which is freely available and would help make him stand up and hold his head high with pride. The poet pledges to the Almighty that his country should be free from any fear of domination or forced compulsion. He wants that everyone in his country should be free to hold their heads high in dignity. He dreams of a nation where knowledge or education would be free. That is, education should not be restricted to the upper class only, but everybody should be free to acquire knowledge. Line 3, where the world has not been broken up into fragments by narrow domestic walls. The poet wants a society which is not divided by petty thoughts and beliefs. The poem was written at a time when caste, creed, religion, and regional prejudice existed in the social fabric. Though the same exists even today, it was much more pronounced in the earlier days. The poet wants the reader to understand that if the nation has to evolve, people have to move away from the existing social divides. The author wishes for a world which is not fragmented, isolated, divided by things based on caste, creed, color, religion, or other baseless superstitions. Line 4, where words come out from the depth of truth. The poet believes that truth, more than anything else, should be the guiding light of the people. Whatever is believed and spoken should be based on fundamental truths, and any action based on truth cannot go wrong. He wants a nation where people are truthful, not superficial, and words should come out from the depth of their hearts. Line 5, where is tribal Line 5, where tireless striving stretches its arms towards perfection. The poet understands that belief, truth, and the desire to succeed have to be backed by incessant hard work with the aim to achieve perfection. He brings out the fact that to succeed, it is not enough to just dream. Dream can only be achieved by working hard towards them. The author talks about a desire for his country where people would work hard without getting tired to reach perfection, leaving behind old traditions. Line 6, where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way into the dreary desert sand of dead habit. The poet hopes that his country gets rid of the evils of the past and takes the path of reason instead. He asks his countrymen to leave the outdated practices of the past, which can no longer be the foundation of the nation he dreams of. He relates the prevalence of trivial habits such as superstitious beliefs, the caste system, etc., to be practices that would lead the nation adrift into the vast deserts of ignorance and lose its way. The author wants the power of reason to dominate the mind of his countrymen. He does not want the stream of reason to be lost amongst outdated customs and traditions, and only that can direct the mind towards selfless thoughts and everlasting action. The last four lines, where the mind is led forward by thee into ever widening thought and action, into that heaven of freedom, my Father, let my country awake. The poet prays to his God that when his country attains freedom or independence, it should be guided by the principles of knowledge, truth, and reason. He hopes that every mind is guided by the thoughts he has expressed in the earlier passages. This would lead to an ever expanding thought process and thereby to equally positive and proactive action. So, students, I hope you have understood the poem. Hear it 2 to 3 times for better understanding. Keep the poem in front of you while listening to its meaning.